Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm back again with another story from this woman, the woman who her military husband cheated on her. So she wants to share another part of the story, or this is a different story about her friend that cheated on her own husband. I like this story because oftentimes we don't get to hear these kind of stories from from women's point of view. So I like this. Let's hear what she's got to say, why she left her friend, and how long she was cheating on her husband. So let's take a listen.
Story time on how my best friend cheated on her husband and destroyed not one, not two, but three marriages. Therefore, I cut her off and stopped being friends with her. This is a friend that I
Mm.
met during my freshman year in college. I was a military spouse married to my ex-husband who was also in the military. And my friend, who we're going to name Jezebel, was also in the military and she was also
Jezebel.
married to a service member. So here's the picture.
Oh.
Me, military spouse, my husband, who was in the military, Jezebel, who was also in the military, and then Jezebel's husband, who was also in the military. So Jezebel and I
Wow.
became friends because we had so much in common. We had all the same classes. We lived in the same military base. We went to the same gym. We liked the same things. We used to always go shopping, out to eat. And I just honestly thought she was a great friend. Now, we were opposites in other areas. For example, I was a hardcore introvert and Jezebel was an extrovert. Jezebel was the life of the party, the girl that wanted to be all out there. She always wanted to go clubbing every weekend and drink until she got wasted. And for the majority of my
Wow.
life, I've always been the opposite. I'm someone who enjoys being a homebody. I also don't enjoy drinking because the taste of alcohol tastes weird to me. So I've never
Even me as a person, is one thing I've never understood. Of course, everybody with their own taste. Like the way people go alcohol, like the taste. The taste. Ah,
been a drinker, never been a smoker, never been a anything or but because going out clubbing and dancing and drinking made Jezebel happy, I will sometimes go with her because I do enjoy dancing and because I never drank, I will be her designated driver. I will make sure she got home safe. And I would also make sure that Jezebel wasn't getting herself in trouble because again, she was a service member in the military and like I said, she was very extroverted, especially when she drank. It's like that liquid courage will build up in her system and give her the audacity. Also, when Jezebel and I would go out clubbing, it was always a girls' night, so husbands were not invited. And many times during these outings, Jezebel would drink until she was intoxicated and then try to go up to men and ask them for their number. And I would always stop her. I would always intervene. You know, if she was going up to a man, I'm like, girl, come here. I would drag her back to the group because every time she drank,
you see, this is one of the reasons why I don't like alcohol, because the way it inhabits people makes them act a certain way that they shouldn't act. But in another way, I think that's also them being themselves. So that's also shows the kind of person they are. Because they are not using alcohol as an excuse. Oh, it's because of alcohol. But for me, I think that alcohol is just bringing out the real you that you have been hiding for so long. What do you guys think?
she would just be out of control. So I attributed that behavior to the alcohol. I just thought that her drinking made her like that because again, I was not a drinker myself.
No.
But nonetheless, every time she tried to do something she wasn't supposed to be doing, I would be right there stopping it or somebody else would intervene because Jezebel was married. And because this was a military town, a lot of those men at the club were also married. I would also always try to keep Jezebel dancing with just us, the girls. But Jezebel always wanted to go and pull a random man to dance with her. And every time she pulled a man to dance with, I wouldn't intervene because she had previously told me that her husband didn't mind her dancing with other men. And I would just be like,
Oh.
yeah, my husband wouldn't like that. But if that's how y'all handle y'all's marriage, we gonna respect that, okay? Now, if she was to go up to a man and ask him for his number or try to do something weird, I would definitely step in and be like, girl, you are way too wasted. We're going home. These were just some of the experiences that I had with her when we would go clubbing. Also, let me say something very important. Aside from that, Jezebel and her husband appeared to be a happy couple. Her husband seemed like he was very much in love with her. He treated her very well. He spoiled her. He's the type of man that would never tell Jezebel no. Jezebel always got her way. Jezebel always got what she wanted. And more importantly, he seemed like a good man, like a good husband. And they both seemed like they were very in love with each other. But as we know, in life, not everything is what it seems. And sometimes people really do paint the perfect picture. And behind closed doors, it's a whole different
Hmm.
story. Also, I did want to
True,
mention that
true.
Jezebel was a very pretty girl, very attractive. She was a baddie. And I would honestly say that in the friend group, we were all baddies. Like, we were all baddies. But out of everyone in the group, I will say that Jezebel was that girl. She stood out. Jezebel was just beautiful naturally. And she also had this very bubbly personality. She would make anybody laugh. Like I said, very extroverted. And more importantly, Jezebel knew that she was hot. Jezebel knew that she could get attention if she wanted it. However, I didn't pick up on any of her red flag behaviors until later on. Like this day at the mall where she saw that guy that she mentioned was really attractive. She turns around and tells me, girl, look at him. He's so hot. If I was single, I will go up to him and ask him for his number. And I just sat there and looked at her like, girl, you can't think like that. You're married. And then she
Mm-hmm.
says, girl, it's just a hypothetical. I'm not being serious. But if hypothetically speaking, I was single, I will go up to him and get his number because he's so cute. And I would always respond with like, girl, you're crazy. And I could never relate to that because for me, when I'm in love with a man, I have no eyes for any other man. Like, I don't care
True.
how hot you think another man is in the room. To me, my man is the best looking man in the world. I have no eyes for
So
another man,
true.
and I've always been like that. I'm like the obsessive, crazy in love type of girl. Like, I'm a lover girl. I don't see other men. Does that make sense? So when I
It makes perfect sense. And before now, I used to think that that was a norm. Like it's a norm. You know, when you're in love with somebody, you're seeing that person everywhere you go. That's the only person in your head. Is that not the norm? That's the way it's supposed to be in it. In it.
was with my ex-husband, the only man that I found attractive was the man I was with. Jezebel definitely had wandering eyes. And if Jezebel found a man attractive, she's going to tell you, you're going to hear about it. She's going to make you look
Wow.
and she's going to tell you everything she wishes she could do to him. However, I will
Wow.
always shut it down and advise her to stop thinking like that. Like, you should be obsessed with your husband, focus that energy into your husband. And this advice would always go into one ear and out the other. As time went by, Jezebel continued to have wandering eyes. But then she started taking things to another level. Like now she started noticing men that she found attractive and then going up to them. So there was one time where Jezebel and I were leaving a class and she saw a guy that she thought was very attractive. She would always say something like, oh my God, girl, he's so hot. Or look at him. Oh my gosh. And I would be like, okay, girl, calm down. And then she said, I'm going to go up to him and say hi. What? She was like, yeah, I'm going to go up to him and say hi. And I was like, no, girl, do not do that. You are married. And most of the people at that school were also married because a lot of them were service members. Just don't do that. Do not do that. And of course, Jezebel didn't listen to me. And she went up to that man and she got his number.
Wow.
She was all giddy and happy and smiling like, I got his number. And I just looked at her and said, delete it. Delete it right now or I'm going to tell your husband. And then she says, I was just playing. I just wanted to see if I could get his number. I wanted to see if I still got it like that. I'm going to delete the number. And I was like, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. My dog was barking because he needed to go outside. He is now outside in the backyard. Okay, so back to the story. This is the time where I started to see some serious red flags. And I will constantly ask Jezebel if there was anything going on in her marriage. Had her husband cheated on her before? And she would always say, no, my husband had never cheated on me. He's the best. He's amazing. He's the most amazing man in the world. So why was Jezebel constantly seeking attention from other men? I don't know. And unfortunately, things got worse. So fast forward to a couple
Wow.
months later, Jezebel and I found out that our husbands are getting deployed overseas to Afghanistan for 9 months. And even though Jezebel was in the military, she was not going on that deployment because she was not part of that unit. When I got the news that a deployment was coming up, I was very sad, very upset, very depressy. Because who wants to be away from their husband, you know? Especially for 9 months. On the other hand, I never saw Jezebel sad or stressed or upset about the fact that her husband was leaving for 9 months. Jezebel would always be like, oh, it's gonna go by fast. It's okay. They're gonna be okay. They're gonna come by before we know it. And I attributed Jezebel being so nonchalant to the fact that she herself was in the military. So she was
Yeah.
used to this. I always thought like she's in the military, so she's used to it. That's why she's not as emotional as I am. Or maybe she's just mentally stronger. I don't know. But she was never sad. Like I remember the day we had to say goodbye to our husbands, we went to drop them off and Jezebel didn't even cry. But I was bawling my eyes out. I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss you. So our husbands get deployed, and this is where things start to take a turn for the worst. I'm gonna have to do a part two because I'm at 9 minutes and 20 seconds.
Guys, hey, I understand that not everybody knows how to cry. Like, I'm not a crier. Like, no matter, there are some situations that you expect me to bawl my eyes out. I won't cry. So, of course, not everybody. So, let's be mindful. Not everybody will cry as it's, you know, because of something going on happening to them. So, but of course, now we know that the reason why Jezebel was acting the way she was acting. When I first saw this story, I saw some comments. They said, "You are a fake friend for real." How is she a fake friend? Like, how is she a fake friend? You guys know that phrase that best of them feather flock together. You know that if, for instance, now somebody sees Jezebel and notices Jezebel as a cheater. Oh, this woman, she's a married woman and she cheating on her husband, and now finds out that she's friend with this woman and other woman. You do realize that that person is going to classify all of them as cheaters. If they're friends with this cheating woman, that means all of them they're condoning her character. That means that they don't say anything bad in what she's doing. Are we looking at it? How is it that we want to call men and we want to hold men responsible? That I see a lot of women saying men need to start holding their fellow men accountable and call them out when they start cheating. Why can't we women do the same thing? Or is it different? Or should we not be different? I don't know if that makes sense. Because see somebody is saying it's insane how so many how oh yeah, like it's insane how so many in the comments are condoning cheating and even getting mad over you calling it out. Like, see, one thing, a lot of women want to call men out, but they don't want to be called out on our own bullshit. That's what I've noticed. That's what I've noticed. Somebody said, "I hate the pick me friend." That's your friend, and you were jealous. Bye, jealous. And these are coming from women. These are coming from women. Guys, I'll see you in the part two because this is already long. So let's do a part two. I'll try and post all of them on the same day or the same time. I don't want this video to be overly too long. So before you click off, let me show you my outfit of the day. So I'm wearing what I call Aduni Ashoke jacket. So Ashoke is a Yoruba term in my country, Nigeria. No, it's hand woven. So this is hand woven. Everything about this fabric is hand woven. It takes days to make. Hand woven. Hand woven. So this, I'm sure you guys have seen a clip I'm showing. It is available on my website. I have several other outfits on my website as well. Just encourage this growing business of mine. Everything is done in my country, Nigeria. So I ship to the US, I ship to UK, I ship to Germany, I ship to Canada. Anywhere that my country people can get to, just know that I can ship to you. Yes. So please follow the link in the description if you want to buy. I have several other outfits there. They're hand woven. Not all of them are not hand woven, but they're handmade. There are some, adire batik, also handmade, lovely, lovely. Just trust me, you're gonna love everything you get. This was done with so much care, with so much love. My mom was telling me that this kind of outfit you wear and hand over to your next of kin. That's how lasting this is because it's hand woven with so much 100% cotton. You will love it. This for the women, the size is different, even the length. Then for the men, it's different. It's actually unisex. Yes, a guy can wear it and a woman can wear it. That's my favorite thing about it. I love this dress so much, and I can't stop talking about it. But of course, there are other stuff you also see on my channel that you get to love. Follow the link in the description. And the production takes 4 weeks, but other items it takes 14 days. So yeah, it depends on the outfit you're going for. But just know that you are going to be getting what you will love. Thank you for appreciating this work of mine. See you.